Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're knocking out a Guilds of Ravnica Swiss draft. And right away in pack one, we see Steam Vents, which would be great if we knew we were going to be an Izzet, but we can't know that. Crawl Harpooner, Orcon Assassin, Swallowcutter Giant. Nothing in this pack kind of stands out as like a must take, but I think overall Harpooner is probably our safest bet. Um, it might be the best card in the pack, circumstantially, but I think that it's good enough that we'll just take it here. Gets past. Opponent did not take the rare. He took an uncommon. A common to pick, an uncommon to pick over this could be like Deadly Visit. Um, there's a couple cards, but yeah, I don't know if Crackling Drake is a great pick here. I can't think of any red or blue uncommons that the opponent would have picked. So the opponent could be telling us that he's not in Izzet, and that could be a reasonable pick. Yeah, Notion Rain's fine. Yeah, I think we're gonna take a gamble and take the citywide bus and go Celestia. And now, World Soul Colossus is also a pick here as well. But we can use this as just like a really efficient Call of the Culprit. And if we end up in Celestia with a bunch of small tokens, this card can just kind of be nutty. Okay, maybe we're gonna end up in Boros. This is a pretty decent third pick. And there's just virtually nothing else in this pack. Radical Idea is fine. Yeah, we're gonna grab the Goblin Banneret, and we might be cutting green. I've only seen, I think one decent Naya deck. If when you're trying to play like aggressive cards like Goblin Banneret, and your opening hand is white and green mana, you're kind of in a pickle. Yeah, and this is pretty decent in Boros. I mean, we can just go all beaters, and when the opponent starts playing walls or just big blockers, we just wipe the board of them and get a ton of damage in. Mausoleum Secrets is just not what we're looking for at all. Not in our color. We'll probably grab and Command the Storm. It looks like red's probably open. I think the player's passing to us. I think he is in Demir. I think he probably grabbed a Deadly Visit. So I think we're gonna grab a Deadly Visit. That is a no. The other removal, the 4-drop one, is uncommon. Now I'd probably pick that in first pick. So we are gonna grab Command the Storm here. Yeah. I've noticed it's a little harder in the Guilds of Ravnica to kind of anticipate what the players around you are going, because I feel like everybody will jump into 3 colors so quickly, whereas typically you have somebody who is trying to stick with 1 color and waiting to splash for a really good card. So Blade Instructor is fine. Um, Fire Urchin's not where we want to be. Hammer Dropper is okay. I actually think I like Blade Instructor a little bit more. Neither of them are great cards, but there's nothing else really here for us in Boros. Severed Strands is probably the best card in the pack, but I'm pretty sure we're not in black. I would almost go red-green if I knew that was a viable route. Let's grab Blade Instructor. Yeah. So black is disappearing, so I can assume Demir is being eaten up. Do we have to go a Naya deck? Whoa, I feel like we'd look so silly. I mean, this Righteous Blow is okay, but I mean, if we end up in green, if we somehow still end up in Celestia, I'd much rather have this over Righteous Blow. And not to mention, I'm not seeing a lot of white. Oh, there's a bunch of white. Yeah, let's just keep citywide busting. I'd be happy to grab a Healer's Hawk, but let's just go ahead and grab all these really good removal cards now, um, and hope to get in a bunch of damage under the radar. And we might just end up in Celestia and cut out Banneret and Command the Storm. So I think I'm good to grab the Wood Shaper here. Man, I cannot figure out what my opponent's trying to do here. I'm okay with grabbing a Take Heart. I'm going to grab another Wood Shaper. Because if we don't end up in a super aggressive deck, then this card's not going to be that good. So it's this or Prey Upon. I think I'm just going to grab the Wood Shaper. Okay, this is a good indicator for Celestia that this came all the way back around. So it's that or the Guild Gate. I think I'll grab this guy. It's not terrible. Yeah, we'll wait till we grab it in our next pack, but it looks like we're probably cutting red. Now, it's very possible that the opponent's passing decks aren't in Boros, but they could be in Is It, and they're just eating up all the good red cards. And Is It can kind of take an aggressive approach, so you'll actually see, Is It grab some of the cards that we desperately need for our Boros deck. Iron Shell Beetle or Guild Gate. Man, I definitely want to grab Beetle, but Guild Gate's probably the safe pick here. No, I'm gonna grab Beetle. Yeah, we'll grab a Pack's Favor, sure. Grab a Wall. Doubt. Oh, we might end up running it. Alright, so next pack we got Watery Grave. Affectionate Indrik really stands out to me here. We have some good red cards in Command the Storm and Direct Current, but I don't know if we're going to end up splashing red for it. We can just grab the Affectionate Indrik. It is in of itself removal. I don't like that it's 6. I really feel like this should be a 5-drop to make it good, but it still definitely does the trick, and so we are going to grab it here. Okay, Venerated looks it on. Not bad at all. Convoke. It's going with Celestia, so we will pick that over the Boros Challenger, the Goblin Banneret. Definitely over the Arboretum, Elemental. Yeah, we're definitely not in a Hammer Dropper kind of mood. Prey Upon is okay. Wary Okapi might actually come all the way around. So yeah, let's just go ahead and grab Venerated Luxon. It's just by far the better card. Yeah, nothing's really standing out to me here. This is just some B-rated removal we could grab. Iron Shell Beetle for a 3rd copy. Or Sworn Companions. Sworn Companions could be really good if we get Flower and Flourish. I think I'm going to grab the consistent card, but do we grab B-rated removal here, though? Because we might be cutting red. And we might need stuff to deal with, like, cards that Citywide Bust just isn't going to hit. Yeah, let's do that. See if we don't regret it later. Probably cutting red. Well, the best card in this pack is probably Integrity Intervention. But I really do like Parhelion Patrol here. It's got Vigilance, it works well with our Convoking creatures. Small enough to not get hit by our Citywide Bust, evasive in the air. I mean, this is really good. And we could run it even if we never hit our red land as just Integrity, which is going to be right about what Might of the Masses is going to be half the time. The better card is this. I think I want to take my chances and grab the Parhelion Patrol. The better card or consistency? Yeah, I'm gonna go with consistency. Um, Now going for a wall. Prey Pawn's okay here. I don't hate Skyline Scout, but he's not my favorite. There's really nothing else in this pack for us. Let's grab a Prey Pawn. Yeah, I think I'm good to grab a Healer's Hawk here, and we have enough Iron Shell Beetles. Just pump it up. Hopefully get a bunch of evasive damage in. So now we have to choose between Take Heart, Prey Pawn, or another Healer's Hawk. I think I'm going to grab another Healer's Hawk, and hopefully I can get a couple ways to pump it up. I think we want to take out Port Call's fine. We're trying to do a bit of an aggressive stance here. I'm down to shift gears if we get enough Convokers to just make a kind of a mid-rangey deck. Yeah, I think this is what I want here. And this will still, the Hawks and the Iron Shells and stuff will build up to letting us run this out earlier than usual. Siege Worm is also pretty reasonable here as well. I'm gonna grab the Centaur. A little bit lower curb and get it on the board quicker. Guildgate or Take Heart. Take Heart's fine, but I think I'm grabbing the Guildgate here. Need to make sure I have some amount of mana fixing. O copy or another copy of Prey Pawn. You know, I'm not opposed to having a bunch of Prey Pawns. Real easy to cast. We're gonna have big enough Convokers that are gonna come down, hopefully with mana still up, to take them out with Prey Pawn. Yeah, I guess we're gonna grab the Sworn Companions here. I don't love it. I can also grab the Boros Locket in case we want to splash red. Let's do that. Nothing here really strikes my interest. Undersea Uprising is a really good card. I'll grab it. Circumstantially. And I say that a lot too. When I say, circumstantially, there's situations where the card can win you the game. And there's other situations where it's just like a Prey Pawn. Well, Zeratalk's fine. And so if you build the deck around it, the card is really good. And there's actually a lot of cards like that in and of themselves, they're not really good. Goblin Banneret is just okay. But if you build the deck right with him, all of a sudden he's one of your better cards. I'm more than happy to pass an erratic Cyclops. Discovery Dispersal is not what we're going for. Or Assassin, none of this is for us. I'm looking at Luminous Bonds. Shield Mate's fine, but yeah, Luminous Bonds, solid removal, 3-drop. It's going to work for everything, unlike our Citywide Bus. And actually, Citywide Bus could start becoming a little bit worse as we are getting a little bigger. Yeah, I'm more than happy to grab Tribunal because it's just solid removal of any problem. Could use more 2-drop creatures. We're sitting at 14 creatures. In a deck like this, you want a minimum, I think, of 15 creatures. Alright, so I'm more than happy to have the Stalwart. Centaur Peacemaker. I hate this card unless you're not aggressive at all. Against a Boros deck, this is awesome because it comes in, it gives him each player 4 life, which can be good. You could need that 4 life to be able to stabilize. But aside from that, I just don't like the card. Yeah, we definitely want the Stalwart here. Hopefully we can hit more cards like him. We could be in a situation where we have Prey Pawns in our hand, and none of our bigger creatures. That could be really bad. So there's nothing great in this pack. I don't hate grabbing Luxodon Restore here, but I definitely want more 2-drops. And I do really like Vigilance creatures with Convoke. So we will grab that. The Bounty Agent is a bit of a very circumstantially good card. There's just not enough legendaries that he's going to hit. That's going to make that ability really great. Yeah, we can grab the Dev Karen Dissident here. There's really... Gary Raiders is probably not going to be where we're at. We're going to have, you know, only two cards in our graveyard at most, probably by turn 4. So he's only going to be good if we get him really late. We're going to make a couple cuts. Probably one Prey Upon is going to come out. We do have a lot of removal. We'll take a Citywide Bust out, probably sideboard it in. I'm glad to grab a Shield Mate here. Same reason why we're running Bounty Agent. We could grab a Take Heart or even another Convoke card. This card's really, half the time it ends up just being a 2/2 Vigilance, which is exactly what this is. I don't know, Take Heart's probably a decent pick here. 17 creatures. 6 2-drop creatures. Yeah, maybe we just grab the Take Heart. I mean, combat tricks are always going to have some kind of value. Alright, yeah, I'll grab a Harpooner. I Witness that was there as well, is okay. Inspiring Unicorn or the Gird for Battle. I think we're going to grab Unicorn, although I do really like Gird for Battle with our build. I think Unicorn's going to be a little bit better, but not by much. If we were just a little more aggressive... I mean, how aggressive do we need to be? We've got a ton of 2-drops and 2 1-drops. I'm going to grab the Gird for Battle. Unicorn just like half the time, unless I'm making a bunch of tokens, and I'm not. That's one thing that we're missing here is a lot of token production. I don't regret that over not having the, you know, 3-drop make 2 tokens. That card is just okay. Well, the copy's fine. Iron Shell Beetle or the Centaur Peacemaker. I guess I can grab Peacemaker as a sideboard card for the Boros decks, but actually let's grab Iron Shell Beetle. Let's make some cuts on the higher end, and let's just get super aggressive. Luxodon Restore is fine. We'll probably end up cutting that into the sideboard. Wild Ceratok is fine, but it's not really what we're trying to do. We do need to make a bunch of cuts. I think Mouse is probably going to be okay. Prey Pawn actually might be worse than even combat tricks here. Now, yeah, we'll take you out. We don't want to have, you know, 5 mana to spend on you. The deck could be really good. Now, what we're hoping to do is Healer's Hawks into Iron Shell Beetles, into Gird for Battles, into Mentoring potentially. Maybe even the Mentoring is the part where we're a little lacking on. But we're hoping to just be able to get through, even with our 1 Toughness Mentor, because we have really good removal. We're going to have Restore in the sideboard. This is going to be... It's going to be our sideboard for our aggressive Boros, or even possibly really aggressive Izzet deck, I guess. I can cast this like much lower than that, so we do want that. Yeah, maybe we just sideboard in Citywide Bus. I don't even have an Apple. That's fine. Normally I do the recording on the application, but the I'm recording on a laptop, and the OBS recorder is just a pain to do that. So we're gonna make 3 more cuts. Maybe Bounty Agent is the card we're cutting here. let's put a prey upon. Oh man, yeah, let's put a prey upon the sideboard. We have a lot of creatures that we're rushing out with low toughness, so there's gonna be a lot of instances where prey pawn just doesn't hit its mark. Prey pawn's only really gonna be good when we have one of these 4 cards on the board. So it's kind of a mute card. We can cut one Wood Shaper because we're not gonna have a ton of mana to throw around. Wood Shaper is a little bit better when you're going later game. You can play her, play a 2 or 3 drop. But we're kind of planning on not having. I mean, maybe we can run her because we can have 5 mana, play that and Hawk or something. All right, so what are we sitting at for removal? Not counting our Harpooners, which are potential removal, or the Bounty Agent, which is rarely going to be removal. We're going to have Luminous Bonds. Going to have the Tribunal. And Indrik. Maybe we don't have enough removal. Pax Favor is a good combat trick, only because we have a ton of guys attacking with Vigilance. Maybe not a ton, but we have a number. Maybe Might of the Masses. I mean, Take Heart's always going to pump me for 2. Might of the Masses is almost always going to pump me for 2, but could pump me for more. So maybe Might of the Masses is a better card. And that puts us at 23. So question comes back to, do we need removal? Now, combat tricks are kind of removal, but they're like not, they're subpar removal. So we've got 2 combat tricks, 2 absolute removal, 3 absolute removal cards. Maybe we do want to try to make room for the citywide bust. If we end up mentoring this, it's going to be too big as well. Let's try to run it like this. I can see me bringing in citywide bust real quick, but as of now, this will be fine. Yeah, that looks good. Let's run it. And we've kind of got nothing going on. Let's mulligan. Is a little bit better, and we can probably keep Harpooner. Now we're gonna bottom him and see what else we can get. I'm usually happier to grab Harpooner late game. Dropping him turn 2 isn't bad, but you know we have a 2 drop. But I really like to just use him as removal for flyers later in the game. We might not see him again if we don't have any just straight shuffle cards. Yep, that's fine. Got a little bit of mana to spare, so I'm not going to get upset about that. It's not bad. So I can make him a 2/2. That doesn't seem good. We'll go for combat trick here. We need to draw land. So opponent's got us there. All right. Yeah, we'll play our own. That's fine. Oh, should have attacked first. Yeah. All right. So what I'm thinking is that on the off chance he's running a legendary card, this is going to be better than this, and then we don't want to attack and trade, but I'm gonna offer the trade anyway. Awesome. Yeah, so he gets through. He values the Okapi over the Bounty Agent. That also means he probably doesn't have like a amazing legendary in hand, or he'd be ready to just clear the way. I'm thinking of the Thousand Eyes. Could be a real game changer here. Yeah, so we're gonna attack with both. I could run into a Whispering Agent, but I'm always okay with that. Yep. So opponent takes it last turn and then blocks this turn. So combat trick for the opponent? Sure. That's fine. Opponent just looking to clear the board. That's okay for Golgari. They want to feed their graveyard. So, well, I mean this doesn't necessarily make sense. That's fine. So I'm thinking about going wide over the Parhelion patrol. So let's do that. Yeah, let's keep wood shaping. Let's keep going wider. Yep, you can get in with rats. I'm okay with that opponent. Sure, another wary of copy. We're going to go attacking. Much rather trade for these. Opponent gives it to us. Huh. Yeah, we'll grab the Affectionate Indrik. Two removal choices. Not bad. Hits a creature or an enchantment, so we got to see Luminous Bonds there. Yeah, once again, opponent, we're not gonna play your silly game. Yeah, the question I guess is, do we attack into that? The answer is yes. Maybe not. Maybe we hang it back and Convoke or something. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we can make this what, like a 4/4, or go a little bit wider on, make it a 3/3. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And there's argument for just making it a 4/4. We can block Centipede with it, but like I said, I'm trying to go a little wide. I anticipate the opponent's got more removal, and I don't want to invest too much in cards that I don't think are gonna survive. Okay. Opponent goes Worm is gonna be able to pump something 3 times. We're definitely gonna take it. Yeah. Opponent gets to get in with both, though. That's upsetting. Could have made this a 4/4, so maybe that was the wrong choice. But I think what I'm going to do... Yeah, do I want to take 7? Yeah, we'll take 7. That's tough. But overall, I think we're going to be alright. So, yep, we'll go run out Bird, run out our Patrol, and posture up for these Worm beats. Opponent getting in. We're gonna offer a trade here. Oh, he can only be blocked by, can't be blocked by more than one creature. We'll go ahead and jump block. All right, so he exiles a card from a graveyard. He'll exile one of mine, I'm sure. And then he can keep getting him back when he surveils, which I don't imagine we'll see too much of in his Golgari deck. Let's get into the air. And do we attack here? Nope. Yep, so we get to just do 4 in the air return. Opponent doesn't even have an answer for it, and we just gain some life while we're at it. And we'll play the Affectionate Indrik here, and pretty tempted to actually take him out, but I think we're just going to go and... We're actually going to pick off the Spinal Centipede. It's tough, because he'll probably pump him, which will force me to chump block where I could block, you know, here for a little more value. I have a first striker to answer his Blood Operative, so he's pretty much mute. I'd hate to pick off the rat, but I think that's what we're going to do. It's also the safest play if he has Necrotic Wound in hand. That would go -3/-3. They'll just trade. Yes. Opponent's 1 card in hand, up to 7 land. Opponent attacks. Yep. And I think we just take 3 because we're just gonna gain the larger percentage of that back. That's pretty good for our opponent. I'm going to need some of my removal. Suddenly Citywide Bust looking kind of good. Opponent hits nothing green. Man, we don't even have a good answer for that. That's upsetting. We do want an Iron Shell Beetle pumping our flyer, and we're honestly just going to have to hold on for dear life until we can get a removal for Hatchery Spider. Looking at an opponent's graveyard, he's just kind of running like an aggressive Golgari deck. Looking at the cards he bottomed with Hatchery Spider. Alright, well, it looks like we're stalled out. Let's see what happens. See who gets bigger, faster. Don't want to invest too much into Patrol, but I think it's our best bet of actually getting a lot of damage through later in the game. Alright, so this is going to help us kind of turn the tide a little bit. Yeah, and I'm gonna go all in with that. We'll leave Beetle back to block, even if it was a 2/2, it wouldn't really matter. Opponent running out the Whisper Agent. I could see the opponent turning this board sideways here. I'm expecting some attack, but this is gonna be a big turn for the opponent because things can get out of hand real quick. Especially because I can just kind of attack and start pumping things without any worry. Oh, not too much. Not without any worry. Opponent cannot attack with Hatchery Spider without removal. Opponent 1 card in hand. Could be sandbagging a land. Could have a combat trick. Opponent thinking real hard about attacking. And opponent passes turn. Alright, well, we got land. So it looks like we're not going to be doing anything too crazy. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like we're passing turn. Alright, so what are we looking for removal? The Tribunal, Luminous Bonds on the bottom of our decks. We're definitely not going to see that. So yeah, Tribunal's where we need to be. Ask you shall receive. So let's start getting in. Opponent has used his enchantment removal, if he doesn't have another one. And I think the right answer is just attack with everything. Except for you. Something like this. So I go pump. Pump? Yeah. So we're going to pump our first striker. And we're going to pump our lifelinker. Opponent scoops it up. Alright, on to game 2. Alright, so for game 2... My bus is just going to come in okay, but definitely rather have it than not have it. Over Luminous Bonds, maybe? Got no flyers out of the opponent. Maybe I can cut one Harpooner. Yep, and let's go to game 2. Alright, and we're back. Well, spent some serious time considering his options for a sideboard. Opponent mulligans down to 6. Alright, hand looking pretty decent. We can cast most of it. We need one more land for our patrol. And got our Affectionate Indrik in hand. Okay. Land the opponent. And we got another Wario copy. How do we feel about that right now? We could go on defense because we're a first striker. Let's do that. I don't want to attack for 2. Let my opponent just attack for 3. So let's try to hold down the fort. Opponent plays a land. Opponent plays another copy. And opponent passes. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and drop the Parhelion Patrol here. It's not great defensively against Okapi at all, because, you know, obviously it just trades. We want this to stay alive. We actually wouldn't mind grabbing like a 3-drop creature and then playing Gird for Battle on this and that, attacking with both, allowing Sunholm to go up to 3 power. Could be problematic, potentially. Let's go ahead and get in the air. Do we consider pumping here? With Gird for Battle. I would open us up to removal just a bit. As much as I don't like Gorgon, it's not actually giving us any real trouble right now. So we're going to attack in the air for 2. Play a little cautiously. We know opponent has straight up removal. We know opponent has Undercity Uprising. We don't want to give the opponent any more value by playing Gird of Battle on these guys that he is going to be willing to target. We also don't want to use Luminous Bonds on a Gorgon. Although Pitiless Gorgon is fine. It's a fine card. The issue is that we know the opponent has kind of some big swingers that we'd rather save our removal for. Alright, so opponent says he's willing to attack into possible combat tricks, so let's oblige him. Okay, yeah, yeah. Seems good. Maybe the opponent didn't realize this was first strike, but he didn't attack with the Gorgon, so... Oh, okay, so he said I'll just get 3 damage in and get him back. That's fine. I made a play similar to this before. I can respect that. He was gonna want to play this anyway. He probably didn't have anything else going on, so not opposed to Luminous Bonds on him. I could regret that later, but I don't have a good way to deal with him, so let's make him just not do things. Holding up Might of the Masses, which is now +3/+3 at the moment. We also have Pax Favor. Oh, we can actually do that, both of those. Alright, opponent gets a flyer in the air. It's going to be disappointing when I combat trick it, but... that's life. Could also just Indric it. Yeah, I like that. Just love it. I want to love you to death. Yep. Alright. So now we're kind of back where we were before with our 2 flyers going in the air. Still have Pax Favor up. Pax Favor. Alright, opponent runs out the copy he got back from his graveyard. Iron Shell Beetle on the Parhelion Patrol. Get that mentoring of our Healer Hawk in. Could also run out Gird for battle. We'll save it for now. And actually, I think we just try to go for the kill here. Necrotic Wound isn't going to be enough to deal with us. We can Pax Favor into Might of the Masses and close out the game. Alright, looks like that's enough to close it up, and on to the next one. And hopefully get maybe some mentors, pump our stuff. This is the 11th Cozy Bear. It's a big family. Alright, Healer's Hawk. Yep, into Harpooner. Now, I know that this blue deck is likely to have flyers, but I want to get that pressure in before they have a chance to disinformation campaign me for days or what have you. Yeah, it's Dimir. And they got a lifelinker. Do we attack into that? No, we're gonna pass for now. No, actually, yeah, I guess we will. We can't play a copy if we do it. I'm not happy about it. But we will. My reasoning being that opponent's going to be more than happy to trade here. He sees that I'm on the aggressive plan. And with Might of the Masses, we can keep our board up and continue to beat while still having another creature to go again for next turn. Opponent does get to gain life here, so they're not really gonna, they're gonna reset. Child of the Night is just a good card for them here. We didn't have a good answer available for it, but this still allows us to be in a position to be swinging for 4 every turn in case the opponent just wants to try to build their board. Demir Spybug for our opponent, and that's the reason why you want to save Harpooner. But we were just trying to get in aggressively. We're going to attack with both. Opponent's almost definitely not going to be willing to trade here this turn. And we're actually probably going to leave the Stalwart here over the Wary of Copy, because if he doesn't block here and he's planning on just surveilling to block it next turn, we can kind of get him off guard with the Stalwart and actually force him into the same situation next turn. Not the most mana efficient, but it'll do. Alright, so opponent's going to nab Okapi and pump this once. This might be the last turn that we can just easily get in if he doesn't have another Surveil card. We're going to take that chance, most likely. Opponent does leave 2 mana up. And we will get in. Cross fingers. Now the card we're worried about is the Unsummon card that also surveils. So opponent could block and bounce something and then get it. Not quite a 2-for-1, but... Alright, opponent has no answer. And you can see the opponent is hanging back with the hopes, probably, that they can just go ahead and surveil again to get this big enough. But, you know, the opponent's got a board to deal with. And it's not getting better for him by the turn. What is opponent? Opponent's just hoping to hit something. This card's not going to do anything for the opponent. So opponent's hoping to hit something off the Surveil in order to cast. They put only a swamp in their graveyard. So they're just going to surveil and surveil again. No, I think the opponent's just going to use that as a surveil on pass turn. He has to have something up, Whisper Agent or otherwise, because we actually are attacking... Well, it's not quite lethal, because he blocks one of the 3 drops, or the 3 power. Alright, so I guess the question is, do we attack with everything into a Whispering Agent? So opponent is going to go, let's say we pump, we're going to pump, I think the answer is to attack, but the opponent is going to get card advantage on 1 card, go down to 4. And that's still enough life for the opponent to come back. Yeah, we're going to take the chance. We're going to pump our Healer's Hawk. And that's so if the opponent has Whispering Agent that he's planning on running out, he won't be able to advantageously block with it. He can only block 1 for 1. Opponent scoops it up. Alright. Now, what I was also considering was pumping our Stalwart, and in that case, he could have dropped Whispering Agent, blocked here, advantageously blocked against the bird, taken the 6 damage, gone down to 3, and still had a 3/3 Demir Spybug up, which he could, do whatever from there. But we were able to pressure him enough to prevent anything like that happening. So, and honestly, we don't want to go wide against this opponent, so I think we want to bring in Ceratok. There's going to be argument just to bring in Ceratok, period. Opponent's going to have some smaller creatures, so actually I'm happy to have some Prey Upons, maybe even Overgird for battle. No, I think that's fine. Maybe like over Might of the Masses. Yeah. Could consider bringing in Citywide Bus, although we only saw Demir Spybug, I think, from the opponent. But I'm expecting like walls and things like that. So maybe that over Luminous Bonds. We'll run it like this. Maybe over Pack's favor. Ah. Alright. We'll reconsider our sideboard for the next game. Alright, so looking at this hand, although we can cast our cards, we're definitely going to consider... I'm pretty sure we're going to mulligan this. We've got nothing going on early. And this is exactly what the opponent wants to do, just to sit around. This is phenomenal. Nightmare for our opponent. Alright, opponent going with the blockers on the blocker plan. We're looking to doing an Iron Shell and a Gird for battle, and just crossing fingers the opponent doesn't have a way to deal with our board en masse. Oh, wow. So it's possible the opponent didn't hit a land or didn't hit a black land they need. But they're playing Mission Briefing and most likely aren't going to cast anything off of it. So they're just surveilling to surveil, which means that our opponent is in really bad shape right now. Yeah, opponent discards 2 cards, one being Dimir Spybug, the other being the Mephitic Vapors. Yeah, and I think that we're just going to be able to just get in for the beats. And I think I'm actually happy to pump these 2 here. And the reason why not to pump the bird is so I can mentor it multiple times. Opponent might not ever be able to deal with this Sunhome Stalwart, especially with his current board state. We're actually going to pump the Beetle here, too. Ugh. Okay. Well, he's alive. Now the question is, do we save Harpooner or we just stay on the sheer beats plan? Man, that's tough. We're gonna go ahead and cast Harpooner. Opponent is ramping up. If he plays something like Watch of the Mist, we actually can't deal with it anyway. So we're just gonna try to go a little wide here, get in our last points of damage, and hopefully be able to close out this game. Alright, Darkblade Agent. So we'll be able to attack with our Harpooner into that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get in the air. We're going to hold these 2 back because he can just block and block, taking one out advantageously. I'm expecting the opponent to go ahead and block here. Yep. So, and that's the thing is, I could have played a land. That's the thing is the opponent at this point is just in survival mode. You know, they can't use these cards to their best ability. They've just got to run them out and cross their fingers. We're going to be attacking with everything this turn and getting in for 2. Opponent's going to trade here. Unless we draw something awesome. Alright, so. Alright, we're only going to get in for 2. Opponent's going to go down to 5. And the opponent is not far from stabilizing. We could consider holding back, but I'd rather just get in the damage. Especially if the opponent doesn't have anything going on next turn. We can attack 2 and get in for 2 more damage. Once more, so I mean, we draw nothing. And I can't be too upset at drawing the plethora of lands at this point because our deck treated us really well off the top up to this point. Alright. Land go. Alright, so opponent's got the big creature. Let's go Luminous Bonds or the Tribunal. Conclave Tribunal. Allow us to get our opponent down to 3. Alright, so land. Alright, and we're passing turn. And this might be the opponent stabilizing here. Alright, opponent. Spinal Centipede and passing. Luminous Bonds a little late. Still going to run it out. It's still a right play, no matter kind of how we want to view things. And we are going to pass turns because opponent. If we attack with both, opponent's definitely going to trade here, and pump the pass wall adapts, which is going to give us more of a problem. Opponent drawing cards. All right, drawn lands. Notion Rain. Now, of all the cards the opponent could play, this is one I'm particularly okay with because we just have to sneak in some damage to win this game. Okay. Opponent is keeping up counter mana. Potentially. Sphinx is pretty good for the opponent. And a Child of the Night. We're going to not want to attack into that. Wild Ceratalk is fine, but just absolutely late to the party. I imagine the opponent's going to get in the air. We are at 29 life. I haven't really been paying attention to that, but opponent's got a ways to go. And we have plenty of forests. All right. And I imagine the opponent is sitting on counter spells. Opponent hanging back. Board got a little too beefy for him to comfortably keep attacking with Sphinx. We will run out Centaur. Most likely going to be countered. Yep. Opponent running Disdainful Stroke. Alright, opponent gets to look at some of my lands. Alright. Sandbagging these lands is a pretty good choice. Opponent gets no value. Opponent, that does give the opponent, embolden the opponent to attack. Now, with Tribunal here, this is an interesting situation to be in. We can either... Honestly, any of these targets are not unreasonable. I think we're actually going to Tribunal the Deadweight, get our Stalwart back up to a 4/4, attack, pumping our Okapi. No, he's just going to block there. Maybe the Iron Shell Beetle. No, he'll block there. Well, we still have the Wild Ceratalk too. Yeah, let's try it. Opponent could still have more counter spells up, but we shall see. Alright. Opponent not going to expect this play. And let's get in with everything. And I think we will go ahead and pump the Iron Shell Beetle to make any block with Pass Wall Adept non-ideal. Opponent does have some good blocks. I'm expecting Spinal Centipede, Child of the Night, but any of those are bad blocks, and he does have to block with all three if he doesn't play a removal. I anticipate the opponent has something. He's drawn 7 more cards than us. Or he's been through 7 more cards. I guess mission briefing kind of makes that not quite the same. Alright. So opponent down to 2. Sphinx is a little bigger, but we could actually... Opponent's dead on board with nothing going on. Okay. Whispering Snitch, not bad for the opponent. Opponent back on defense. We'll play our little hawk. Alright. Yeah. And once more dead on board if we can attack. Pumping the bird, attack with all three. Opponent blocks, opponent dies. Now opponent's gonna block, so we have to draw onto something else. Yeah. That's 4. Yep, so Harpooner does kill Sphinx here. Yep. Opponent gets to Surveil. He's going to go ahead and ping us. But we attack with everything here. Opponent is going to have 1 life if we get through with 1 in the air. Opponent probably blocks. Yeah, opponent has to block with Whispering Snitch. Opponent scoops it up. Opponent was not dead on board, but opponent decided they did not have what they needed to come back. And we are on the undefeated track, going on to the 3rd game. Alright, on to match 3. And we've got nothing going on, but we do have some good cards. I'm going to chance it and keep this. We are on the draw. Hopefully we can draw some 1 or 2 drop, even a 3 drop creature. But we do have just some good cards in hand. I would hate to just pitch this away just to try to be a little aggressive. Alright, so we do grab a 2 drop. Looks like we might be up against Is it or Boros? Is it? It is. Is it? Alright. Tapped land, that's fine as long as we don't. We maybe draw another 2 drop or something this turn. Yep, opponent goes and gets some advantageous direct currents. No creatures yet. This could be a very control type deck. I could see like a Drake here or something. Could be sitting on a counter spell. So we're running out Wood Shaper this turn probably. Alright, we'll definitely hold Harpooner back. Unlike the other deck where we weren't sure, it's almost definitely going to have some flyers. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll grab... Maybe we won't hold both the Harpooners back. I mean, it's very possible opponent's going to drop like Cyclops or just something else and just go ham. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get in. See what opponent does. Alright, we're going to cast Centaur. I anticipate it gets countered. Okay. Well, I have no idea what the opponent's got going on. I guess they're going to draw 2 cards here. No, they just capture Sphere him. Unfortunately, that taps him. So we can't even use him for Convoke or anything. But he still pumps Might of the Masses, so I guess that's okay. Opponent just drawing all his cards. Discarding a land with Jumpstart on Radical Idea. We will cast a Harpooner. Now, I suspect the opponent is holding a flyer back because of Harpooner. So we'll run out this Harpooner, and then when the opponent least expects it, we'll play another one. Alright, we are going to go ahead and run out our veteran Luxodon. Pumping our guys, pumping our team. And I also think that we'll run out Gird for battle. Yep. And, alright, opponent. You've got some cards to deal with. Opponent just passing. And we have our Affectionate Indrik. Things are going pretty well. See if the opponent doesn't just absolutely flip our world on our head right now. Maybe pumping the Elixodon would have been good. Opponent could have pumps or bounce spells. Honestly, all of these have effects, so even if you bounce them, it's not terrible for us. Alright, so opponent is going to be able to it's probably going to be shooting our Harpooner here. If we had Might of the Masses here, ooh. Might be game. You'd be down to 1, I think. Yep, opponent takes out Harpooner, discarding maximum altitude. So this is an aggressive deck. Opponent kept an aggressive deck hand with no creatures in hand. Most likely, at least no small creatures. We are going to save both Harpooner and the Affectionate Indrik. I might regret that decision later. That might be the wrong play. Because we might want to just pressure and get as much damage in as possible. Play Harpooner, he plays a Flyer, we play Affectionate Indrik, we get in for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, that would be lethal. So that might be the right choice, but Harpooner just dies to Direct Current, so if opponent has anything like another Capture Sphere, well, I couldn't do that, but bounce something, Capture Sphere, play a creature chump block, Capture Sphere, or a Direct Current chump blocker. Either way, we're just gonna lose the Harpooner, and I didn't want to be there. Opponent's got Beacon Bolt, and they're gonna be able to jumpstart it as well. Man. Alright, we'll get in for 4, and we're gonna have to play out something, and it's probably gonna be in the form of the Indrik. Maybe we just play out Harpooner. No, yeah, we're gonna go Indrik, because the opponent, and they could have Disdainful Stroke here. Gotta take that chance. But we're running out the Indrik here because Direct Current can't kill either of them, so they can only Beacon Bolt, which makes it just a dead card, kind of. Not dead card, but it's only going to have its effect one time. Alright, they're definitely going to Beacon Bolt here. Opponent looks like they're about to stabilize. Interesting. Well, we're definitely going to attack into this. I have no qualm with that whatsoever. Opponent most likely has some kind of removal they're planning on using because they didn't use Beacon Bolt when they could. Well, that's surprising. Alright, let's go wide. So yeah, back to earlier, I guess maybe playing the Harpooner sooner would have been good, but I can't imagine, I don't understand why they didn't play Beacon Bolt. Maybe it was a misplay by the opponent, maybe he's just got draw a card. I don't know what's going on. The cards in the opponent's hand, I can't imagine, are so good they wouldn't discard them to not lose the game. So I don't understand what the opponent's thinking. Now the opponent is in a position where even if they play 2 cards, we're still going to get in for the 2 damage. So they literally have to have like Black Land Artful Takedown, yeah. Opponent just scoops it up. I don't know what they were thinking. Alright, so based on the +1/+1, expecting the opponent to be really aggressive. They probably have like leapfrogs and things like that. We're not in red, so. I mean, we have pump spells already. I don't want to go that route necessarily. Maybe you'll take heart over Gird for Battle. Gird for Battle's great, but investing a lot into our creatures that are going to get blown up. Wild Ceratalk over the Wood Shaper. Alright, let's get in. Yeah, well, I'm just baffled by the opponent's plays. I can't say if it was a misplay. As opposed to the opponent just had some kind of combo or plan they were trying to go off with, but yeah, I don't know. Alright, so this hand's not bad. We're going to go in attacking, hopefully right out of the gate. What we don't want to see is a Beam Splitter from the opponent here. or even is it well, the goblin makes everything cheaper. Sorry if I don't remember names terribly well. I remember card effects very well. But names, not always so much. Okay, so opponent is going to surveil for no value. Um, why? So opponent is mana flooded right now, maybe? Discarding 2 lands. Opponent passing, leaving everything up. That's fine. We're going to go Iron Shell Beetle. Now I can see the opponent responding with something. But we'll take that chance. We want him to use Burn, and we'll have Take Heart. Yeah, okay, alright. Well, opponent's just got nothing going on, apparently. Opponent kept 2 hands with no low drop creatures in a deck that I imagine he's going with the Is It Beatdown. Yep, Iron Shell Beetle. This one's going to target our other Iron Shell Beetle. Once more avoiding bounce spells as much as possible. Alright. Yeah, no way around that. Something to keep in mind too is the opponent might have been might have a Nicobolus in the deck. One of the better legendary creatures and a strong reason to go is it. And not Nicobolus, Niv Mizzet. I'm so sorry. And this actually is a card that we definitely want for that. So alright, opponent's got his Piston Fist Cyclops up. And is going to give him haste. Yeah, we're okay with that. Alright, so, yeah, let's go ahead and get in for 3. Could leave a chump blocker up. But we're going to run out Wild Ceratok. And if opponent wants to race, let's race. Yep, we're just going to pump our guy here. And actually, we'll probably just go ahead and give him the trade. Discarding Direct Current. We'll pump. And we'll trade. Do we? So we take 4. We go back 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, no, I'm not convinced that's the right play. Let's go ahead and just let him through. Let him through, guys. Might of the Masses. Alright, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, looks like that's game. No Pact of Negations for our opponent, I imagine. Could did my math wrong, we'll find out. Yeah, that's Xaxes. Alright, and undefeated for our intermediate Swiss draft, and we come out with 6 boosters. So this was good. Celestia, aggro, pretty good. We did have some luck. I think it was in the first game where the opponent just didn't have anything going on. But thanks for watching, guys.